करारविन्देन पदारविन्दं मुकारविन्दे विनिवेशयन्तं वटस्य पत्रस्य पूतेशयानम्
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचारूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु. It is such a fortunate to have a group like this with whom we can regularly sit and learn Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, when we started from chapter 1, we had never thought that Gita actually means something like that. We always used to think that Shri Krishna told something, some 700 shlokas. What did they say? I don't know what he said, but he said some good thing. Oh, karmane vadikaraste. Something he said, तुम कर्म करो, कर की इच्छा बिल्कुल मत करो, करके फल छोड़ दो. Something like that he said. I don't know. I think something like that. But it's so nice to have a sangha like that, to have some satsang like this every evening, 9:30, and sit and discuss Bhagavad Gita in this format. So many people write so many questions to me separately. I answer those questions also. Sometimes I write jot down. Sometimes so many questions you all ask. So many we never thought we could be sitting. Otherwise, it was like Sri Krishna is a good man. He's a good man. He did some magic, he killed Putna, then he killed Kans, and this is a nice man. But the whole crux of Sri Krishna is in the 700 shlokas, and that's what we are learning. So if you agree with this, you can say yes, that all of us sitting together and learning the Gita in this format, it's really interesting. Wow. And people said, don't know what the Gita means. They all fight over the Gita. They fight over the book. And, in the Supreme Court, you keep your hand and says, मैं सच बोलूँगा, सच के बिना सिवा कुछ नहीं बोलूँगा. On the Gita, जब Shri Krishna has said so many lies in his life, actually. So I think it's nice that we are all, this evening time is so nice for all of us also. All the household things are over, you have some time, and we all sit together and learn So this Karma Yoga is very important chapter for all the people, because finally all of you are action-oriented people. You're not a person who's sitting in the ashram and who's kind of sitting and clipping all the thoughts, introspecting or interrogating. Of course you can be that. But an ashram person or a person who's in Vrid Avastha, or who is in the Vanprasth ashram, they sit and they see what's coming inside and what's going outside, what's coming inside, what's coming outside. This is very, very important that all of us are, learn this Karma Yoga very, very nicely. Annad bhavan tibhutani parjanyat Nandasambhavaho Yagyad Bhavati Parjanyo Yagya Karma Samudbhavaho. Then we'll go to the next shloka. Karma Brahmat Bhavam Vitti Brahmakshara Samudbhavam Tasmat Sarvagatam Brahma Nityam Yagye Pratishchitam. These two shlokas will go together. They cannot be kind of separated. They are actually both one shloka only, kind of, you can say. And we'll go back to the first shloka. Annat bhavanti bhutani parjamyat tanna sambhava yagyat bhavati parjanyo Yasya karma samudbhavaho karma brahmat bhavam vidhi brahmakshara samudbhavam tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yagye pratishtitam. So here, these two shlokas are again like what we did like yesterday, what Sri Krishna had said. It's like these two shlokas are like that. So he says that Bhutani, all of us, all creatures come from Anna. They all come from the rice. They all come from food. You can say they all come from food. Where does food come from? Then he says Parjanya. Parjanya. The food comes from the rain. Because of the rain, the food happens and food is born because of the rain, because of the production of the rain. Then he says, where does rain come from? Then he says, Yagyat Bhavati Parjanya. Rain comes only from sacrifice. Only from sacrifice or karmayogis. Only a person who is doing karmayog, nishkam karma, or a person who is actually living this yagya. We, we hear this yagya has two meanings finally. This yagya also means that this yagya also means what real yagya is, like where you say swaha, and there are these fumes which come from that, and those fumes are goes to the all the people who are attending the yagya, and from that their minds settle down completely. Their minds settle down, then what do? They go and do karma yoga. They finally go and do karma yoga, and that also is a yagya. So here it can have two meanings: the literal yagya and the yagya, what it means as karma yoga. So when you do that, I think in Tamil somebody was telling me once, a Tamilian, when I was discussing this shloka with her, she was telling me that in Tamil there is a saying that even if there is one good person in the entire village, then the whole village will become good. Even if there is one good person in the village. I don't know what is the saying, but I remember this now, like I was discussing this. Yagyat bhavati parjanyo. So yagya gives rise to the rain. That is what gives rise to the rain. And then from this action, the arising, then what happens once this is done, then karma brahmat bhavam vidhi brahmakshara samudbhavam. And from karma, this particular, after you do this karma, and what happens, that it is also written in the Vedas. This gives rise, this is mentioned in the Vedas, that this term. So Veda is not some book here, by the way. Veda is also the Ved is basically the experience of all these great saints. All these great saints, they have experienced what they have experienced by living this knowledge. That is real Ved. It's not like, what can you say? Ved book is something like what you can say is like you can say it's like a potato. Now what happens when you cook the potato, then only you actually eat the potato. This Ved, the book Ved is like what we were describing, Shri. We have heard, he said great things, but living, enabling this knowledge in your life is what real Ved is. And then when he says that Brahmaksharam Samudbhavam. Acha, then what happens to this? Tasmat Sarvagatam Brahman Nityam Yagye Pratishtitan. And then constantly this person, this will be every person, wherever he goes, he will be established in the self. Nityam Yagye Pratishtitam. He will be established in his own self, is what is this sort. Shloka meaning it's this way.
Vanamala virajidam Shankachakradharam devam Krishnam vande